And howdy, folks. Today is still December 17th. Drinking tea. I gotta push out my gut. God, I hate those things. But anyway, we're going to talk about El Salvador and Bitcoin. Now, a lot of people says it's the El Salvador miracle. Okay, it's actually a sword of Damocles. He got into office, the president there. He got rid of the cartels and arrested all the criminals and cleaned the streets. That makes him, next to the United States, the most held prisoners in the world. Okay? A lot of people forget that. All right? If the opposition or the left release all those prisoners from the prison, it's going to go back to El Salvador, next to Honduras and Venezuela as murder capitals of the world. As long as he can maintain control and has a ready police force, that's why you see a policeman on every corner with an assault rifle or a submachine gun. Truth. Now, Bitcoin saved El Salvador. El Salvador is in a tropical zone. It's giving them a lot of benefits. But the big trouble with that is it works in the urban areas of El Salvador. If you're in the rural areas, all right, they're trying to solve it with Starlink. Depends on your Wi-Fi pickup. They're still using cash. All right? If you make a mistake, any kind of mistake, or the system goes down, boop, you lose everything on Bitcoin. Okay? Urban centers have backups to solve this. Okay? Out in the rural parts of El Salvador, not that good. But there are smaller gangs, and the police are taking care of that. Police Nacional. And they ain't kidding around. Okay? Sorry, Judge, he kind of fell in front of my rifle and got 72 bullets. Okay? They're really serious about it. But it is very safe down there. Big problem. El Salvador is a very small country. And a lot of people are trying to do the same exact thing with Bitcoin like El Salvador. You only have two problems. If you're a bigger country than El Salvador, you're going to have a headache. And two, he has to watch out for corruption. Big time in El Salvador. Okay, it doesn't matter what currency you use, electronic or paper or metals, you always have corruption. That's why you have to be careful. That's why I call El Salvador the sword of Damocles. Now, a lot of people who are pushing electronic money, it's a fast and simple way. Okay? I'm not against it. But you have to be very, very careful. Even the persons who are pushing this. Because if you make one mistake, like your mailing address, you forgot your code, you forgot the password, or if you have it on a laptop or UBS code or in the cloud, like that one guy lost $1 billion because he died and nobody can remember his passcode number. So there's $1 billion floating in the internet, the ether, that nobody could touch. All right? Simple, plain and simple about that. But people forget that. They're not as smart as Uncle Al. Now, if Donald Trump buys Bitcoin, it's going to help that 2-year period, 18 months to 2 years, to correct the balance. But you can't trust it. All right? They did this with the gold in 1932 as a short-term measure. It lasted over 40 years. Okay, until I think, was it Nixon? I think Nixon took us off of the gold standard, put it on oil standard. That was a big mistake. All right? You have to understand economics. A lot of people, like Dad on YouTube, I don't understand about all that. No, you're following the herd. But look at High Desert Pioneer. You're following the herd. I keep telling this to people. Next thing, they're out there in the boonies. But we're not in the boonies with mineral oil, Uncle Al. It's like I'm getting old. All right? I do play with a little bit of Bitcoin, but it's not under my name. It's under somebody else's name because Uncle Alan doesn't believe to leave footprints, either digitally or paper, unless I want you to know about it. Okay, Uncle Alan is a pirate, an outlaw. All right. When I try to get my benefits at 65, I got turned down. They want me to work for another 20 years. And I'm kind of looking at them like I'm having 2 surgeries. I'm using a walker and a cane, and you want me to do more work. This is why you have the Zoomer apocalypse. Because once the Generation X and the boomers die, you're screwed. Okay? Generation Alpha Omega, 50% of them will drop dead. The other 50% will survive. All right? Because the other 50% will be clinically insane. Either be Morlocks eating out of garbage cans, or they're singing and dancing all over the place, or shooting little kids. I would not believe, number one, I would not believe CNN. There's little loopholes in that story, and also it's like, that doesn't make sense. Because I always study Manchurian Kennedy shooting, and we know who causes that. All right, folks. I'll catch you later. Just be careful. You only have 18 months to 2 years. Remember the sword of Damocles, El Salvador, if anything happens. Okay? That country will go to hell faster than lightning. All right, folks. I'll catch you later. Happy holidays, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.